So this morning, I'd like to address some of the goals and directions of Barren Blues. We are working on creating mental health awareness, and it might seem kind of confusing not seeing a bunch of statistics and helpline programs. There's obviously the link to the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation, but I wanted to focus this site more on what we could do to help people share stories, because I know when I was diagnosed and even thereafter, I was concerned about, do other people have this? Like, what's you know what's my deal? How do I fit in the picture? And I just wanted to think about how we could help from a story perspective, because I found that the numbers were comforting sometimes. X amount of people in the United States suffer from depression, or women are more likely to suffer from anxiety, or I'm not entirely sure if those facts are true, by the way, but these are just examples of, let's say, anything to do with statistics and how it relates to mental health awareness. And I think sometimes there's an emphasis on the analytical and statistical side of things, and I wanted to sort of steer clear of that from this site, because there are a lot of really good resources to help with statistics and analytics and that area of mental health. So I really want this website to be about, and this Facebook page and this whole idea to be about sharing stories. And I want people to share stories, whether it's just straight up their story, like what if something happened one day, it had something to do with your mental wellness, maybe it didn't, but I feel like this can be a really great outlet for people to relate to each other, for people to not feel alone when they're dealing with these things. And I feel like if we accept the challenge of using this website as it's designed to be, we can create a really powerful resource for people who are struggling, who are, working through things, who may not even be struggling anymore, who might be succeeding very well and have adapted quite well to the situation. So I wanted to just re-emphasize what the focus of this website was. I want people to understand that it's not just about me or the people I'm close to or whatever, just sharing pictures. This is an open site. I would like as many contributors as possible. I also wanted to explain a little bit about some of the interactions on the website. I thought at first it'd be really cool for people to interact with each other online, and I could create a forum basically where people could talk to each other. But every forum I look at, and every one of these, experiences on the web where you share directly with people, directly with each other, with comments and direct messaging and walls and stuff, and basically sort of Facebook or Reddit, or I don't know, I don't even know if Reddit's a good example, but I think it might be. Just these other websites, I want to sort of steer clear of that, and I want to make sure that people understand why, because if you just scroll through anything that's got comment sections on it on the internet, there's a lot of negative stuff. There's a lot of insulting going on. It's a lot easier to be a jerk behind the screen, because you're behind the screen. What is the other person going to do other than feel bad about what they just said or heard from somebody else? So I wanted to steer clear from that, and that's why I want to explain why the website doesn't have features where people can directly communicate with each other. It just seems that on sensitive material like mental health and mental health awareness, letting the people who would abuse the system, because it could be great if there was a way to monitor these things, but there's just not a good way of monitoring these things. direct messages would be impossible. Basically, the only system in place would be to report someone. But once you've read something, it's hard to get rid of it. You can report it, and maybe that'll go away, but you still read some nasty comment or something that just wasn't very nice. And so I want to have this site be more monitored and content positive. I want it to be something that's helpful to people. I don't want there to be opportunities for someone to take advantage of, someone like myself who is struggling. I know for a fact that if I was going through a mental health awareness or Sherry Storing website and I shared something and put myself in a vulnerable position and I started getting comments that were derogatory or just all around nasty, that would have hurt, and that would not be good considering, especially sharing something for the first time. I mean, it's not easy. It's hard enough for me just to put stuff on the website. Sharing is a vulnerable thing, so I want to make sure that this website is manageable. It's able for people to share their stories, and the people get to see and hear about the positive things. And I don't mean positive as in everybody's got to have a story that's, oh yes, everything's working out beautiful, oh my gosh, I can't be happier, blah, blah, blah. It's okay to have the struggles in the story. In fact, that's what relates most to the people. I think it resonates best with me when I hear about other people's struggles and I hear about what they're going through. It's just important to feel other people's experiences so it can relate to yourself and you can learn from it. But there's the opportunity for people to take advantage of that vulnerability and what all the positives that it can do to people. So the goal of the website is to really share vulnerable and honest content, whether it's through music, art, writing, anything. It can be a poem, it can be a painting, photography, music, especially when you the stronger it is when you can tie it in with a message of what it means to you, maybe something that helped you get over, get through, release. It's all about helping people feel better. And so that was my explanation as to why the website doesn't have some of these more interactive features between users. Because it's just too easy for someone to try to take advantage of a good situation. And that happens all too commonly on the internet, especially because, you can hide behind a screen, you don't have to say it to their face, and it's just that much easier. And for some reason people do that. So I just wanted to explain why that's not a part of the website. Hopefully that helps people understand, and I hope that also helps people understand the goal of the website. It's good to be vulnerable, and it's good to put yourself out there, and it's good to share your thoughts. I can't explain how much it helps just writing a post and putting it on the website. And I just feel different after it. I feel good. It feels something's been released. I've processed information. It's all a positive. And so if you can take away anything from this video, I just want people to understand that this site is for you. And right now I'm trying to do my best to sort of help create ideas in terms of how you can share, what you can share. I'm doing it to help myself too, because it's always an ongoing process, and I want to be an example, but I want this site to be inclusive. I want it to be something that other people can be a part of and learn from, and that's the goal of this website. It's a community of people to share their stories. We make sure that it's the stories that are going to be helpful to people that get onto the website. And obviously there's room for me to process and analyze what is considered appropriate or not. But there's always room to work through it. If you have a story to share, please share it. If you're worried that it's going to be inappropriate or something, or it's not going to be approved, don't not write it because you don't think it is. We'll work through it and we'll make sure that your story gets posted, and it's going to be something that means something to you and something that can be helpful to other people. And that's just really important. That's just what I want to get out of this website. I want people to share. I think that something that's lacking, there's so many analytics and statistics and stuff, but experiences are so powerful. Experiences are powerful, and just hearing somebody else's story and what they learned and what you can learn from it and take away from it, it's all the more powerful. And to me, that's just the importance of this website. That is what needs to be done. That's the goal. That's what this is about. That's what Barren Blues is about. It's about sharing and learning and expressing yourself, because it's just so beautiful to express yourself in whatever it is. I mean, heck, it doesn't have to be a video of you playing an instrument. Dancing, doing something fun, I don't know, hikes. That's, I only have so many things, and it's just the stuff that I do. Not that I dance really, but it's just, these are some of the examples I'm coming up with because it's just stuff that I like to do to release my feelings. And so I want people to share. Just share. That's just the goal. I want this could be a great community and a great way to share with people. And you don't have to be struggling with mental health disorders. You don't have to be struggling with anything. It's about mental health awareness, yes, but it's about experiences to help people with mental health awareness, because it doesn't matter if I have bipolar disorder. That is helpful for me to hear about anybody else's stories in positive manners, because regardless whether you have bipolar disorder or not, or an anxiety problem, or depression, or any of the other, things that people struggle with, I don't care if you have the same one or a different one, because there's a lot of connection between these things. There's a lot of different things that they just weave together, and you can learn from other people's experiences, whether it's directly correlated to your own diagnosis or personal beliefs, or however you want to take it. It's all really good, and I just to weave it together. It's good to weave it together, and so I want to just emphasize again and again and again: share, share, share. Please share. Everybody's stories, they're all valuable. They have worth. They have things of meaning, of lessons. And when I say appropriate in these things, don't think that I mean you can't get into some of the details of what happened, what's, some of the struggles, some of the thoughts, It's okay if there's some cuss words or something. The site's about being real. It's not about, ooh, goody goody, the world is just going to work itself out. No, this is important. This is a struggle. This is something that people have to deal with. This is real. You don't need to hold back. Appropriate is just making sure that people are providing healthy, healthy solutions to problems that people come up with. Sharing stories that are, beneficial. They're not just, I don't want to feel anymore, so I start to drink. Well, I think it's pretty clear that that's not entirely healthy. So no, that story is not going to be posted on the website. But even then, if you have a story where you say that, why don't you just, it's easy to take a spin on something, and that's why I'm saying please work with the website, because the website, we will make sure that if you want to share something, we will work to make sure that you get your story shared, and it'll be a process. And maybe it won't be a process. Maybe you just write the perfect thing. I mean, it doesn't matter. Or you're just doing pictures and stuff. You know, we're going to make sure that it's going to be beneficial to someone. And it's going to be beneficial for people to read or to listen to or to, you know, however it's shared, the story, the expression, however it's shared, it's going to be beneficial. And that's the main message. We just want beneficial things on the website to help support people with or without mental health disorders. I know it says it's a mental health awareness website, but I mean, it's awareness. You know, you don't have to have a diagnosis. You can be without one and share your story, because it could help someone who does have a diagnosis, or you know, someone else who doesn't have a diagnosis. It doesn't matter. The whole point is mental health can be more than just you've been diagnosed by a doctor. It's just having a quality life. And so, yes, this website's geared to help for people who have to deal with mental disorders, but the input can come from anywhere, and just the positivity. There's just so many possibilities, and I just want to make sure that it's understood that this is just really important, and there's no wrong thing here. There's no wrong way to express yourself. There's ways to express yourself appropriately, but that's a process that can be worked through and dealt with. You know, and there's nothing wrong with mentioning, you know, if you've had struggles with drugs or alcohol or anything, that's fine to include it. You know, it's just, it's not about being politically correct. It's about helping people and being real. And there's a lot of gray area in it. But the whole point is, you know, this website will work with you to make sure that your story gets out there to help somebody. Because this is what it's all about. It's to help somebody. You know, wow, that song was kind of cool. What if I played an instrument? That looks like that person's just in a blissful place playing their instrument in a song that means a lot to them. Maybe I could try that. Maybe that would help. You know, photography. You know, wow, that person. That's a gorgeous photo, but I wonder what they were doing when they took that photo. Were they out hiking, enjoying nature? What were they doing? That sounds like something that I could be interested in. You know, maybe it's not so much the fact that you get the next, you know, collection of photographs that turns you into the next Ansel Adams. Maybe it's just, wow, I got to go outside in nature, and look, I got some pretty pictures to go with it. Who cares? Doesn't mean you have to sell them or do anything. It's all about lifestyle and behaviors and the things that you can do to help yourself, you know, and so I just want people to share their stories, because there's so much to share. There's so much to share. And if I can leave anything with this video, it's just, please share. This website will work with you to make sure that your story gets heard, it's published, it's appropriate for the audience, it'll get published, and it'll be beneficial. You know, it doesn't have to be politically correct, but it has to be, it just has to be beneficial. And that's what I want to take away. Your story is beneficial. Whatever it is, I know that people have beneficial stories, because any story can be beneficial. You just, if you don't think that you can get it there on your own, just start to try, and we're going to be here to help you. This website will help you, and it'll get out there. And the more people who share, the more people who can read and experience, maybe want to share something themselves. It's all about starting a collection of experiences for people to learn from. So like I said, if I can leave anything, just please share. Please share. Please share. You don't know who you're going to help, and you don't know how much it could help them, but it's not going to help anybody without sharing. You got to share. and I'm not saying you got to share on the website. They can apply to just telling your friends or your family, or maybe someone you see struggling in a club that you're in, or who knows what, or someone who's not struggling. Maybe they look fine, but maybe they are. You don't know. The whole point is to share, and this website is supposed to be an avenue for people to share, and that's what I want to have taken away from this video and from this website. It's about sharing your experiences in all sorts of creative forms and expressing yourself to help somebody else. And with that, I'd like to just thank everybody for the support that the website has gotten so far. Barren Blues is happy that people are sharing and there's people signing up, and it's just a wonderful feeling to see that people are putting themselves out there to help other people, and that's just what this website is about. So again, thank you for those who participated. Thank you for those who participate in the future. I just am so excited about it all, and I just can't wait to really just run with it. I'm just ecstatic. Let's make this great. With that, thank you.